over all torment in my life. For me to get to you, it takes me to go through your Son. Father, you are all holy. I need to be holy to get to you. This is why you've given us your Son, so that I can be holy in spirit and in truth, so I can come to you and be filled with righteousness and holiness, which is the peace that passeth all understanding, that stops me from being tormented in my soul. If you agree with that, then welcome. Because I just did it myself. I just became one with that prayer myself. For I was in need of deliverance. I was in need of separation from pride. Pride really, I see it. It will rob you clean, but deceive you at the same time. You looking left, and it's on the right side. You look right, it's on the left. It's telling you to look at this. Oh, look at that thing over there. It's shiny. Now you're looking at the shiny thing. And it's over there coming through the back door, stealing from you. You go to the back door to patch up the entry that it snuck in, and it's going around to the other way. The cares of this world, and I believe this is in Saint Mark, the 4th chapter. I want to say the 19th verse. But let me just make sure. But the cares of this world they're like thorns around your soul, and they will choke you. The cares of this world would honestly choke you. You'd be so caught up trying to figure out, how can I do this? How can I do that? This, I don't have enough of this. This is not making this. It will literally choke you. This is how stress builds up so much that people get, they lose it. In my case, I had a stroke. And if anybody knows anything about a stroke, the blood is not flowing. There's a stoppage from the blood to flow to the brain. The cares of the world will choke you, and it will have you to commit to that who wants to be up under that distress? I know I didn't see that coming, but at the same time, pride brought me to that point, which is fear-based. It brought me to that point. Okay. Let me see if I can get it here. I am going through the scriptures. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. St. Mark chapter 4, verse 19. And the cares of this world. Of course, you don't start a subject with "and." You can. This is Jesus breaking down the parable to his disciples, and he was telling his disciples. He was explaining to he was telling his disciples that he could talk to them plainly because they had a spirit of enlightenment within them. But the world doesn't have a spirit of light, so he was the spirit. If you don't have the light of you, God cannot talk to you directly. So God has to use certain things to talk to you. He can't talk to you plainly. So God has to go through this, go through that, or use this or use that to get your, in this case, he's using a parable to explain sowing and reaping, or seed time and harvest, or the parable of the sower. So he was talking to his disciples and he was showing them, he broke it down in a way that he could talk to them plainly. And at verse 17, I think I'm going to go start at verse 17. Let's start at, oh, okay, all right. Let's start at verse 14. And the sower soweth the word, which is the Father. And these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they heard the word, man, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. I was just saying how he comes through one door. I mean, he have you looking at one direction, and he comes through the other direction. The enemy is coming for the word's sake, because the word of God is the life, it's the peace, it is the fulfillment, it is salvation. And Jesus goes on to further to explain the different ways, how the seed is sown. It could be sown on good ground, stony ground, or gravel road. It could be sown among thorns. It could be sown in where no root can come from it. But I use that to say, to go down to verse 19, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things enter in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. One of the things that I had pride with the most was where I'm at right now, and I'm recording myself doing what I'm doing. After having the stroke, words don't look the same, things don't look the same, and so now I have to present myself, because this is the orders. He given me. He said, I need you to, this is what I need you to do. It's my assignment. And part of it is dealing with the fact that I'm in the best position of my life. My life is not what it used to be, where I can flow through words and words is shown just plainly. Now words can look like another kind of word or a different word. And I have to slow down. In other words, I have to reject pride. Now, you may find yourself in a situation where you have to forsake something. Now, this is the part where we got so comfortable in the mess that we didn't realize how much it was destroying us. But at the same time, we did see some light appear to us, and we was able to say, this is not good enough for me. I want better for me. So now the work has to be tearing down what was built. And this is when the flesh tells you, the remaining of the voice of the flesh is saying, you don't want to do this, you ain't got to do this. And if it can, the spirit of the world, through other, I don't know, I don't want to say through people, but through other ways, it will come through television, through radio, through whatever. It will come to influence your decision in a different direction, to not go to war or deal with this battle of removing it. It will actually try to convince you to say, hey, you're all right, whatever, you get to it tomorrow, or you don't even have to address it. It's not a big deal. But that's pride robbing you. Okay, I'm going to stop here, but I hope that this word was encouraging to whomever as much as it was for me. And thank you for allowing me to share my life and share this word with you guys. And we're gonna win this fight. And no. Let me correct that. We have, through Jesus, we have won the fight. We have won the war. Let me say that we have won the war, and we're going to win this battle. and we're soldiers, and we have to stand up for ourselves. There's a way of the world that will tell you you could be a lover of yourself, and you will actually end up saying words like "they hating on me," and they're preying on my downfall. They're not really preying on your downfall. It's just the enemy is have access to strip you away and rob you. You know, you're beautiful. You and you're regal. You just can't see it. You see it in a sense of pride or arrogance or some self righteousness. And Lord knows I'm guilty to that. But that's not a peace of mind. I mean, the peace of mind in any situation that you can ever have, that nothing could bother you. Nothing. Not for a little drop where you get those moments where you're like, "Oh, I'm good." It's not that. It's like it's just it's like breathing. Well, anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. You guys be blessed. Until the next one.